Okay, we are live. We're gonna chill here for just a second, see if anyone else jumps on in. More people, more welcome. Gonna hop over to the Book of Faces really quickly and share with friends that I'm on right now too. All right, so the first item we're gonna look at is the one, the only slap chop. I feel like almost all the comedy on this one was milked dry by the actual ad, because you know, one slap you got big slap for. Sure, what did it say? Yep. Let's see, does he say you're gonna love my nuts? Skin's at the bottom. Yeah. Skin comes right off. He didn't say you're gonna love my nuts on that one. But let's check the reviews. We all know the slap chop for chopping up different stuff. See if we got any fun reviews. Second chopper, had a slap chop in the past. It worked great. Doesn't rotate. This one doesn't rotate and leaves large chunks of uncut veggies. Plastic falls out consistently. Disappointed. A great tool to have. Love these. Seems durable. Comes apart. All right. It's okay. Always wanted one as a kid. Realize now the advertisements never once showed the person actually chopping. You have to smack your hand on the thing so many times and so aggressively for it to really chop stuff up. For so many things, it doesn't like onions. It doesn't really chop them. It just ends up turning everything into mush or leaves. Boo. Replacement for the original slap chop. Flimsy. Pain in the butt to put back together. Not as convenient as you'd hope. Stick to the knife. After learning of my experience, the company reached out to me and offered a full refund. Not something that happens often. Alright, let's see if we can... What's the best way to sort reviews? Might not be so good on this one. See more. Stars. Most recent. Great tool to have. Top reviews. Great gag gif. In reality, this thing doesn't work at all. Doesn't matter, it's still a hilarious gift and gets laughs every time. The 2 slap chops I ordered were also Christmas gifts. Alright, so not a whole lot of reviews for the slap chop. We're not gonna love their nuts. Let's check the second one. This one was from a Google search. Power Cheese Kitchen Grater. Uses 4 AA batteries, not included. Alright. To the reviews. Very weak, not aggressive enough to shred hard cheese like a good cheddar. Not terribly disappointed. It's a battery product. Definitely needs more power. The product let me down. I expected another thing. Sundays and Thursdays are the days of pasta in my house because we are descended of the Italians, and are also the days when I have to cook. All in all, there is to do in the kitchen, the last thing I like to do was grate the cheese. Oh, wow, this sounds 1950s-ish. Now, with this electromechanical device, grate the cheese is what I love to do. I am planning to buy more to give to my friends and family cooks, or not. Is possible grate potato in grater? If I buy grater, will I get potato? No potato make Latvian mad, sad, and malnourished. Maybe if I buy grater from US, Politburo will arrest me. Prison warm and no bears. Doesn't have enough power. Base container is fragile, but using it several times I'm satisfied. Difficult to assemble and wouldn't grate the cheese. I returned it. So I'm guessing we do not want to get this one. I'm rating that one as helpful though. Top reviews, most recent. I wish I could sort it by most helpful. Let's scroll down. Love the way you can use it. Difficult to assemble. Oh, this is a good long one. Also, language warning. That lazy bastard didn't scratch the surface of the real issue behind our divorce. Just like a typical man, if you can call him that, to blame his shortcomings on a cheese grater. First of all, I'm lactose intolerant, so I have to eat shit soy cheese that's hard as a frickin' brick. That's why I don't grate it often. And after my second child, I gained some weight. So the F with all women do. So the F, what all women do, am I right? And it wouldn't be a problem if his short, shriveled, crooked, stinky-haired, impotent couldn't get hard if it were frozen excuse of a cook weren't so small that when I got more junk in the trunk, he could satisfy a full-figured woman. The sex issues came later, unlike him. Also, he always bought me crap off infomercials for gifts that didn't pertain to any of my interests. He once bought me something called, get ready for this, the Wonder Boner. It filleted a fish perfectly in seconds. The only problem? I've never held a fishing pole in my life. I was raised in the Bronx and moved to East 101st in the Upper East Side. We literally lived on seconds. The only problem? Seconds. We literally lived on, the 20th floor of a shit roast infested skyscraper overlooking more shit roach infested skyscrapers. His lame excuse? I thought it would motivate us to get fishing and spend more time together. The closest thing we could fish was in the lake in Central Park, in which we had never been, by the way. He would rather spend time jerking off to porn and watching TV than a second asking me how my day went. He drank like a sailor and never noticed avocado when I got my hair done or when I got a new outfit. His attention span was shorter than his deek. Our whole relationship, he knew 2 things I hate were shrimp and avocados. Simple. Guess what Numbnut's great birthday plan 3 years ago was? He took me to a new Mexican fajita joint down the road and got us Cameroons al Diablo e guacamole. Spicy shrimp fajitas with guacamole. Are you kidding me? Serp de derp derp de doo. Derp doodah. So, Frank Jane Pomplemoose, before you go and run your hands all over the keyboard of what we all know is your true love, spread lies, remember, Amazon is one of my favorite websites, and this grader left a great-looking scar on your stupid, ugly, Alan Rickman-looking ass. A greater embarrassment than the Snuggie. You know what this piece of junk graded? Well, it certainly didn't grade what I put in. It graded its own metal insides. What monster created this? It literally started to grade its own intestines to the point where it stopped working entirely. How great art thou art. Bought it with the intent of making the greatest burrito ever. By the way, whoever invented the breakfast burrito was a genius. Later just had smushed cheese everywhere. I don't even know who thought of this product, but it's a piece of junk. I bought this mockery of a machine for my wife because she hates grating cheese by hand. Oh, okay. So, here we go. I think this was the thing that was responded to in this, which makes it better. Okay, I wish I saw this one first. His name is Frank. Yeah, that's Frank J. Pumplemoose. I bought this mockery of a machine as a gift for my wife because she hates grating cheese by hand. She's very lazy, but that's neither here nor there. The first thing she did when I gave it to her was ask, "What's this? What kind of cheap bastard buys a cheese grater as a birthday gift?" Pushing my anger aside, I told her to try it out. That it'll make her life in the kitchen a bit easier. After being yelled at for what seemed like an eternity about how I'm sexist and a fool for implying a woman's workplace is in the kitchen, she finally calmed down and decided to try it out. Yelling at me always makes her hungry. Finally, I thought, wait until she sees this bad boy in action. From what I had seen in the commercials, this power grater was going to demolish that block of cheddar protruding from her sweaty ham-like hands in seconds. She placed the block and struggled with connecting the cover to the base. "Oh yeah," she said, "this is as easy as it gets?" She's fluent in sarcasm. What little sincerity she possessed quickly died after I said, "I do." After snapping it in place, she pressed the button. Then it began to grate the block of cheese. To say that it was slow would be giving the power grater much more credit than it deserves. A minute had passed, and it had barely grated enough cheese to cover the surface of a quarter. My wife looked at me with rage I hadn't seen since the time I made the mistake of eating the last slice of pizza several years ago. "What in the expletive deleted am I supposed to do with this? I'd lose 10 pounds before this damn thing finishes grating the cheese." I had to bite my tongue to the point of drawing blood to prevent even touching that one. "You take this back to whatever dollar store or flea market you bought it from and get me a real gift." She flung it at me with lightning speed and plastic, and cheese exploded across my forehead. My head was ringing. All I could see were flashes of white light. "That's what you get for buying me a piece of crap for my birthday. You're worthless." I heard her shout it through the intense ringing sound that had now become my universe. "The commercial! It was all I could utter. The commercial had led me to believe that I had bought a miracle machine, that I would for once have done something to make my wife actually give me a compliment. Now it was my turn to rage. "I was lied to!" I yelled at the top of my lungs. A small gash had opened up where the power grater had made contact, and the blood was trickling into my left eye. All I wanted to do was make your fat ass happy for once in your miserable life. It's not my fault the commercial made it seem like it would cut cheese in seconds. Everything is a lie. Our marriage is a lie. I can't stand you and I want a divorce. Happy birthday, you fat, miserable... I'm not saying whatever I think he actually said. Long story short, she pretty much broke everything I owned and took the house. I'm currently living in a tiny apartment that is so run down not even the roaches would live in it. And my neighbors make crackheads seem like upstanding citizens. I'm currently having to review this product from the library because 1. It's the only place I feel safe, and 2. My soon-to-be ex-wife broke my computer. So, would I recommend this problem? If you have to ask, then you must have skipped the last 4 paragraphs. I have seen it in its glory, its magnificent glory, every moment like slow-motion sunshines, trickling honey, like the blue sky melting on a cool day to make warm blue water, like the song of a bird, like the hips of a beautiful woman. It has its own mystery. It has its own story. Like a mountain with a fountain below, a midget counting and... Oh, that's not a politically correct word. Counting and adding, with knights jousting, princesses pouting, jesters joking and flouting, villains accusing and bragging, vigilantes advancing and bruising, destiny is choosing, legends are moving, and this great greater reveals magic suffusing. I don't understand what all the hubbub is about. I personally know Morgan Freeman, and he used this exquisite cheese grater in his new movie, Rampart. Disregard the naysayers. This is a real deal. Now I gotta see Rampart, apparently. Oh, we're gonna close this one. Pop on over to the next one. I doubt my friend Gubius Dudius will be here before I get to what I wanted to review with him. But we will see. This one is a BuzzFeed article that I'm going through. So it's one that someone has already pulled together, so I'll admit I'm cheating. If you want to go to the article yourself, let's pop that in there. And let's start with the tagline. First, I'm gonna hide this because it's not the feature of my stream, and I'm gonna update it as to not be branded because I'm not really being paid for this individual thing. So let's see. When I do not need to is if me or my mods share affiliate links in response to questions from the community, mentioned in passing but not actively promoting. Alright. That's alright. So I think I'm good not having it there, considering most of the stream is not related to that. So not as big as I thought, but I'm a female and I've been lied to. Alright. Let's start with increasing the side of this. Headline: person who deducted the store from their review because the container didn't come with a sandwich. Comax BioKip's sandwich containers, set of 3 airtight food storage containers. Did not come with sandwiches, otherwise a good product. I'm going to try skipping the headlines. Road Rage De-Escalation Tool. I purchased this for different intentions. Road rage is a serious thing. I previously had a latex version that I would use on the road to shake at jerks and bad drivers. It's impossible to stay angry while shaking a giant pink dildo. Seriously, everyone should try it. The previous version disappeared mysteriously while work was getting done at the Toyota dealership. So I am looking for a replacement, and I came across a review that says, very shakeable. Bingo! While this person may be shaking it for different reasons, I know that it will work the same. Thank you to the person that shakes the dildo. Anyway, it's a good price. It doesn't stink like latex. It is confirmed very shakeable and sticks like a badass. I can stick it to the windshield, to the dash, and to the side of the truck. A win all around, even if used for a completely unrelated purpose. Ah. Too much pain. Causes too much pain and agony. Don't know why it's so popular nowadays. I'm just going to use toilet paper. This person may want to invest in a bidet. Fits half a gallon of milk perfectly. I drink half a gallon of milk a day at work, protein, and wanted something to carry it in so people don't laugh at me or berate me with nicknames like Milk Baby or Milk Boy. This lunchbox works perfectly for my uses. It also comfortably fits around 3 to 4 small bottles of Cholula on top of it. I like to drink Cholula after the milk to reset my taste buds. What in the... I believe that's Michael reviewing. Goob Dude reviewing stuff. If ever. If I've ever seen someone reviewing stuff. Large bed for 6-foot teen. My over 6-foot teenage son can fit comfortably in this bed as long as he doesn't sit up. This is something he has learned the hard way, but I wasn't prepared to cut a hole in the ceiling. I did suggest he strap a pillow to his head. He would have preferred the hole in the ceiling, though, as his room is directly under the kitchen, and he was hoping I would just drop his food directly into his mouth, negating the need for him to get his lazy backside up and walk up the stairs. He has created some kind of gaming troll cave underneath. Again, he has learned the hard way not to stand straight up when screaming at the player who just killed him. Mind you, I was hoping that the concussion might knock the power of articulate speech back on, but alas, this has not happened yet. Value for money. Not as big as I thought, but I'm a female and have been lied to all my life about the size of stuff. One person has found that review helpful. The Wolf of Wall Street. Beware, not a nature documentary. I figured with the title it was a documentary about how urbanization is affecting wildlife. But no, it's about some scumbag that does a bunch of drugs and has a boat. So the star anise is fine. The bag is heavy duty. But there was a tooth in my bag, so I appreciate you not charging extra for said tooth. But also, tooth! The frick. So I took away a star. I actually really like the tooth, but I feel like I have to ding you because of quality control. And we got an ad starting in about 2 minutes. We have talked about this trash can in marriage counseling. We have had this trash can for almost a year, and it has worked as one would expect a trash can to up until a couple months ago. I'm not sure what is now possessing it, but the lid is stuck with a perpetual gap of about an inch. The insert also seems to have warped, and trash bags will not stay in place. This makes my husband crazier than me leaving my closet light on all day. The odor-trapping bag seems like a nice feature at first, but the receptacle is housed in has become too difficult to clean collection point for tomato sauce and coffee grounds. Other than the thermostat, this trash can has been the biggest point of contention in our young marriage. All in all, it could be a great wedding present if the relationship has a solid foundation. There's nothing like a little mutual suffering to really drive growth. However, if the relationship has some weak points, you do better just hanging a bag off the pantry door. Something with glue. Not for jewelry, no, not one bit. It's so sticky and tacky I almost threw a fit. I used this for BF. His gaming headset broke. It then cured for 3 whole days. We really let it soak. Then his headset snapped. It literally broke in half. It seemingly made things worse. I struggled not to laugh. I tried to like this glue. I tried my very best. The only thing this worked for, it glued my laptop to my desk. Alright, ad starts in 12 seconds. So, we'll give that a moment, and I'll see you soon. Alright. Just gonna let this run for about 1:30. Herblore 120 is still refresh. We'll just give this a few more seconds. I wish I had an ad timer for y'all. I'm gonna give it to about 32 and then I will start 1 minute 20 seconds for the ad break. Apparently I started it a little too soon. Cool. Bam. We got this countdown. Bloop, bloop, bloopity doop, ba 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 boop. If anyone in here has turbo or is subbed to me, I hope you're doing well. And we should be back from ads. This next review for a bed frame, and I can attest, assembling bed frames is a pain. I have had more than my fair share of time disassembling and assembling them. I aged 10 years building this bed. Don't get me wrong, this bed is amazing. The quality, the durability, the value for the money is definitely there, and it looks great. I honestly can't recommend it enough. However, there's always a however. Unless you have the patience of a Buddhist monk and can harmonize yourself to a state of nirvana on command, please heavily consider buying this bed. Unless you have a team of 5 people and a donkey, it will take hours to build and a sacrifice to the gods. Building this bed felt like a never-ending mushroom trip and was not unlike constructing the pyramids of Giza after a night of binge drinking at your best friend's bachelor party. Building this bed made me feel like Ashton Kutcher could emerge from my closet at any moment to punk me. After building this bed, I went from a taut, youthful, hopeful being to looking and feeling like Ed the Sock. All that being said, the instructions are very clear and easy to follow considering. And now that this bed is built, I shall spend a week recovering in it. Godspeed to you all. Alright, we're at number 12. My cat is special. Same. My cats would probably do this as well. The product itself is fine, and I assume it works as it is designed to if your cat actually gets in it. My cat is struggling with understanding how to use it, and after having it for over a month, still has not actually sat in it once. I tried putting food in it and catnip to encourage her, and she ended up beneath it instead of in it. She's special. If nothing else, it was at least worth some laughs. I've seen this one before. I ordered this when I was drunk because I thought it was a giant ice cream sandwich. It's a trap. Not only does this beanbag completely consume you and keep you stuck in comfortable bliss all day, but there was another consequence we encountered. This beanbag traps farts. My husband sits here farting for hours, and the farts are absorbed into the beanbag, and you don't smell them again until you later sit down on the beanbag and the fumes are released. Pros, super comfortable. Cons, super comfortable and traps farts. Good lube. It's lube. Not much more to say. Sometimes I like covering my body in it and pretend to be a slug while sliding around on my bathroom. Missing a letter. Okay. I see what happened here. They use the D as a lowercase a instead of flipping it around and putting it over here where it should have been. Absolutely gutted. I've just sat and blown up all the letters to find that the D is missing but has been replaced with an extra A. It's my daughter's birthday tomorrow, and now I won't be able to decorate it as planned. Not happy at all. My wife and her yoga instructor love it. My wife has been cheating on me with her yoga instructor. Okay, that should be the short bit. Once buying her this mat, I concluded that this was one of the pieces to find her cheating. To my surprise, this mat did a good job at concealing her affairs. Not only did the quick sweat absorption help conceal it, but any stains came out cheesy peasy. I ended up installing cameras and found that way. Overall, they use this mat quite frequently together. The money spent on it was worth it, as they always use the mat rather than my bed, which is at least relieving. Overall score 7.4 out of 10. Pro, easy to use and comfortable. Con, lost my wife to it. Also 7.4 out of 10, too much water. The Devil's Underdesk Treadmill. This sounds terrible. Like, I get wanting to move your feet a little bit while working, but I also feel like unless you're using a standing desk treadmill, this would be really dangerous and stupid. The treadmill was fine at the start, but one afternoon it randomly connected to some conversation or device or portal in hell, and I cannot disconnect it. There are no Bluetooth features in the machine. I've double and triple checked the owner's manual. It is possessed and talks to me of death as I'm trying to mind my own business, taking care of my health. The company will not respond to my messages to even help with an exorcism. Do not buy this machine. At best, it is a waste of money and a source of severe frustration. Probably, though, you are also inviting Satan himself into your cozy home. I don't remember buying this. Okay, those were all right. On to, let's see what the next one was. We might have some repeats. This one is from Board Panda. Gonna copy and paste the link there. Board Panda is a pretty fun site. 41 funniest Amazon products. Let's skip the filler and get straight to the collection. A Bic for her medium ballpoint pen. Alright, before even getting to the review, the fact that it's a for her already means pink tax. Also, I would use this pen. As a grown man, I would use this pen. I'm sure a lot of grown men would use this pen. But it apparently writes beautifully smooth and has the easy glide stuff. This review is from Bic for Her. Oh, great. I'm probably gonna grab this after I read it. Like, my husband has never allowed me to write, as he doesn't want me touching men's pens. However, when I saw this product, I decided to buy it, using my own pocket money, of course. And so far, it has been fabulous. Once I had learned to write, the feminine color and the grip size, which was more suited to my delicate little hands, has enabled me to vent thoughts about my new recipe ideas, sewing and gardening. My husband is less pleased with this product as he believes it will lead to more independence, and he hates the feminine tingling sensation along with the visions of fairies and rainbows he gets whenever he picks it up. Okay, that's good. As soon as I saw For Her, I was like, oh, I really hope it's patronizing. Now going to the complete opposite side. The Wenger 16999 Swiss Army Knife Giant. I want to see how much this one is. Wenger 16999. Wait, okay, this one says it's for display only. I purchased this night that I'm sure there are other good reviews on this product. I purchased this knife on Amazon. When the knife arrived, I opened the package. Most of the blades were in the open position. I thought, this is a cool knife. I closed the blades and was shocked to discover that a couple of the blades were no longer in the body of the knife and struck out precariously, ready to slice open any fingers or body parts that dare coming with striking distance. What is worse is that the sharp edge of the knife blade sticks right up against the metal bolster and is in perfect position to put a nick right in the blade. Put a large nick right in the blade. I called Wenger and asked if this was the way they intended to make the knife or if it was a defect in which assembler possibly put the blades in the wrong channel. I was told that the knife was a display piece and never meant to be functional. Why would you make a Swiss Army knife and not make it functional? That is all well and good then, but please inform the buyer as to this fact and don't produce a marketing video that shows the many uses of the knife. I purchased this knife as a gift for a collector friend, and I realized that 99% of collector knives will be locked away in a safe and never used. But the difference is a quality custom or production tool is at least functional. That is the beauty of a tool. Wenger should be ashamed of ever letting this worthless piece of dangerous scrap metal ever leave the factory. Anyone involved in this product should be fired. The cheapest Far East knife factory would never let something like this happen. And this is Swiss made? I have to cringe at the thought of product liability attorney flashing pictures of this closed knife after it slices somebody's fingers. Needless to say, I sent it back to Amazon with a warning. So, it is unavailable. But this is a more detailed view of the Army knife. I see a lot of fun looking little tools in there. Wrenches, C-clamps. Several different types of blades. Fish scaler. Magnifying glass. Another magnifying glass. A screwdriver, a nail file. It's got a lot in there. I just wanted to know what the price was going to be. I wonder if Wenger carries anything else. Oh, nope, just Swiss backpacks and stuff. A lot of Swiss bags. Back to the review that I was. You are a master of the blade, Goob. If you want, I'm in voice chat on my channel and you should be able to jump in and comment live. If not, I understand. Changed my life. Received this knife as a gift for my 18th birthday. Wish I'd have known what it was because as soon as I touched it, I grew a mustache and became a Navy SEAL. Mom fainted and my dad laughed and handed me a beer. I was born female. -2 stars because I had really nice breasts. Alright. There is the first product on the list is the one that I want you to live comment with me. And yes, rip breasts. Where is Baby's Belly Button? A Lift the Flap book. So we're going from breasts to belly buttons. Do not buy this book. You can see the ending right on the cover. Spoiler alerts. Where is Baby's Belly Button? This book is completely misleading. The entire plot revolves around finding a baby's belly button. But the title makes this much clear from the beginning. However, there is no mystery. There is no twist. Baby's belly button is right where it's supposed to be, on baby's stomach. Right where it clearly shows you it is on the cover of the book. This plot is a complete mess as a result of its reliance on the mystery of where the belly button is. Everything falls apart the second you realize the belly button was in plain sight all along. There is no conflict, no character development, and scarcely a plot. Whoever wrote this book must have a serious error in judgment, because you would have to be an infant to not immediately understand where baby's belly button is. This is one of the worst pieces of literature I have ever read. Obviously, you haven't read Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or the Twilight Saga. Oh, the Hutzler 571 Banana Slicer. I've seen this one several times. It's one of my favorite dumb reviews and part of the inspiration for this video. What can I say about the 571B Banana Slicer that hasn't already been said about the wheel, penicillin, or the iPhone? This is one of the greatest inventions of all time. My husband and I would argue constantly over who had to cut the day's banana slices. It's one of those chores no one wants to do. You know, the old, I spent the entire day rearing our children. Maybe you can pitch in a little and cut these bananas. And of course, you think I have the energy to slave over your damn bananas? I worked a 12-hour shift just to come home to this? These are the things that can destroy an entire relationship. It got to the point where our children could sense the tension. The minute I heard our 6-year-old girl in her bedroom reenacting our daily banana fight with her Barbie dolls, I knew we had to make a change. That's when I found the 571B Banana Slicer. Our marriage has never been healthier, and we've even incorporated it into our lovemaking. Ouch. Thanks, 571B Banana Slicer. Yeah, just what this comment said. Kinda dangerous to be using for lovemaking, but to each their own. WMA Blue Amazon Kindle Waterproof Case Cover Protective Bag Pouch. So I'm going to start with, as someone who goes to Six Flags and goes to their water park during the summer, having a waterproof protective pouch for stuff is nice. Especially because I don't like paying for the lockers there. And I don't want to risk my stuff getting stolen when I'm out in the water. Alright. And on the opposite side of things, being mean. Hoping it'd be crap. Her Kindle would slip out and electrocute her, by Ben Harrison. Got this for mother-in-law and for bath time. Hoping it'd be crap. Her Kindle would slip out and electrocute her. So far, the bloody thing is staying in one piece. Great waterproof kindling. Crap for murder. Oh no. Not the glitter. Not the glitter. So, I have a really good friend from high school, and one time I decided to use spray-on glitter for a Halloween costume and ride in her stepdad's car. And up until the day they sold that car, they were still finding glitter from that one time I was in there. It had been 7 or 8 years later when they sold that car. But Creative Arts by Charles Leonard Glitter. Great for more than just arts and craft. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, they said, I find me, so I'm going to read this in a kind of British Cockney accent. So I wake up in the middle of the night in my 2-bedroom apartment. I find me roommate passed out, face down on the wooden floor. I think nothing of it and go back to sleep. The next morning I wake up to go to work and there is a homeless guy asleep on my couch. My roommate woke up still drunk and had made friends with a bum. And this is the second time he let a stranger off the street just stroll in and pass out. Great. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with my arts and craft? Well, I bought this product and proceeded to cover everything my roommate owns in glitter. Every t-shirt, every book, every pair of shoes, his bed, I covered his entire life in glitter. He will have glitter in every crevice of his existence until he dies. Did some track all over my apartment? Yes. Does the carpet look like a Care Bear farted all over it? Yes. Did he threaten to kill me? Sure. But will he ever let another stranger sleep on the couch? No. Will I ever have to worry about a random guy off the street murdering me in the night? No. All that security for just $12.44. Unbelievable, staggering value. Cannot recommend enough. So, if you're having roommate troubles, just cover all their stuff in glitter. Oh no. So, before I go any further down, Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 4. Key thing I'm gonna say here, 2 words, loot boxes. EA has always had a problem with loot boxes. Oh, this one's DLC comment. Congratulations, EA. You earned 1 star. Additional stars can be purchased for $5.49 each. I am Groot. Wait a second. Goob, you gotta remember, they aren't loot boxes. They're surprise mechanics. That happened to cost money. I've heard the horror stories of the Haribo sugar-free gummy bear 5-pound bag. Goob, have you heard of the Haribo sugar-free gummy 5-pound bag yet? Oh. Yes! That's probably what it's going to be about. It's probably going to be a laxative thing. Something about the unholy bowels of hell coming out of his butthole. Just don't. Unless it's a gift for someone you hate. Oh man, words cannot express what happened to me after eating those. The gummy bear cleanse. Yep, laxatives. If you are someone that can tolerate sugar substitute, enjoy. If you are like dozens of people that tried my order, run. First of all, for taste I would rate these a 5. So good, so soft. True to taste, fruit flavors like the sugared variety. I was a happy camper. But, or should I say but, not long after eating about 20 of these, all hell broke loose. 20. He got through 20. Look at how big that bag is. How could you only get through 20? The challenge would be to get through the whole thing. 20. I had gastrointestinal cramp experiences like nothing I'd ever imagined. Cramps, sweating, bloating beyond my worst nightmare. I've had food poisoning from some bad shellfish, and that was almost like a skip in the park compared to what was going on inside me. Then came the flatulence. Heavens to Murgatroyd. The sound like trumpets calling the demons back to hell. The stench like 1,000 rotten corpses vomiting. I couldn't stand to stay in one room for fear of succumbing to my own odors. But wait, there's more. What came out of me felt like someone tried to funnel Niagara Falls through a coffee straw. I swear my sphincters were screaming. Sphincters. It was so bad he ended up with more than one sphincter. I felt like my delicate starfish was a gaping maw, projectile vomiting a torrential flood of toxic waste, 100% liquid, flammable, liquid napalm. It was actually a bit humorous for a nanosecond, as it was just beyond anything I can imagine possible. And it went on for hours. I felt violated when it was over, which I think might have been sometime in the early morning of the next day. There was stuff coming out of me that I had ate at my wedding in 2005. For the record, this review was posted 7 years later. Oh, I had 5 pounds of these innocent-looking, tasting hellbears, so I told a friend about what happened to me, thinking I had to be some sort of sensitivity I had to the sugar substitute. And in spite of my warnings and graphic descriptions, she decided to take her chances and take them off my hands. I should buy a pack for research purposes. I'm honestly... The fact that the review, the search recommendation is the review. This is another one of their reviews. Oh, this one isn't even the sugar-free variety. Apparently, it's just an issue with all Haribo. $25. And we got an ad starting in just a second. I'll be right back. Okay. So this is the regular ones. This isn't even the sugar-free ones. Oh, they don't have the... Okay. I'll be back in a second with the normal. Gold bears, peaches, grapefruit, happy cola. Alright, let's give a second for the ads to finish. Here we go. Discontinue. Alright, we're gonna be back with Goob in just a second. Alright. Hey, how you doing, Goob? Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me? Not much. All right. Well, we just got back from ads. I did a little research. First, I tried looking up Haribo's main page, and the first result had another review for the zero sugar bears. But when I hit forward, it when I clicked on the actual product, there were no sugar bears options. So I did a Google search, and we're cheating. We're just using the AI overview, but it's also on Today I Learned on Reddit. The Haribo sugar-free gummy bears were discontinued due to widespread negative consumer reviews and media attention regarding digestive issues. So I can't buy a pack and eat them for research purposes. But okay, it was a bad enough idea when they were brand new. I am not ordering a 5-pound bag of 6-year-old gummy bears. It's probably going to cost me $100 just to give myself diarrhea. It sounds like death. But the rest of that review, silly woman, all the same for her, and a phone call from her while on the toilet because you kind of end up living in the bathroom for a spell, telling me she really wished she would have listened. I think she was crying. Her sister was skeptical and suspected that we were exaggerating. She took them to work, since there was still 99% of a 5-pound bag left. She works for a construction company where there are builders, roofers, house painters, landscapers, etc. Lots of people who generally have limited access to toilets on a given day. I can't imagine where all of those poor men and women pooped that day. I keep envisioning men on roofs crossing their legs and trying to decide if they can make it down the ladder or if they should just jump. If you order these, best of luck to you. And please, don't post a video review during the aftershocks. P.S. When I ordered these, the warnings and disclaimers and legalese were not posted. I'm not a moron. Also, not sure why so many people assume I'm a man. I'm a woman. We poop too. Women poop too. Women poop too, goob. Of course, our poop sparkles and smells like a walk in the meadow of wildflowers. Thanks for all the great comments. I've been enjoying reading them and so glad that the horror show I experienced from snacking on these has at least made some people smile. I wanted to...
Okay, well, that scared the ever-living shit out of me.
It looks like something I would wear to a party.
Yeah, you probably would.
Overhead rubber penguin mask, happy feet, animal fancy dress. I wear this mask to sing lullabies to my children. I wear this mask to sing lullabies to my children. They are terrified of the mask. Whenever they protest about their bedtime or ask for too many sweets, I whip on the mask, and they soon know who is the king penguin.
Yeah, you'd wear that. You'd be the king penguin.
Yes. This just feels... It feels like a scam is what it feels like.
Your pyramid system for healing. Okay. Yeah, you just get inside there and you heal.
It's the frame to a tent without the tent.
But it's copper. That makes it magical for some reason.
Copper aligns your chakras.
That's true.
Because it's from Buddha.
Scientist in the world says that, so.
Wait a minute. I wonder what religion it really is for. Buddha, Maitreya, the Christ Shambhala healing tools.
It's a multi-purpose tool. It works for all of them.
It's all religions. This tent was missing its stakes, tarp, and fly cover. I had to cover it in vines and leaves for my camping trip, and I got soaked overnight when it rained. Coincidentally, my hepatitis is gone now.
No, nice. That's pretty cool.
Good signs are good. UFO detector. Goop. Who should buy the UFO detector?
I don't know. Did we know anybody back in school that was like really crazy about aliens? Should go to that person.
Andrew. Not AC, but Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew would have one for sure.
Alright, that's who should get it. By Cyphus. I don't know if this is a scam or if mine was broken, but it doesn't work and I am still getting abducted by UFOs on a regular basis. Yeah, Andrew definitely could use it. Oh, feet for men. Wait. Yeah, it says what it is. I was gonna say, do you know what Veet is?
I know what Veet is.
Makes my farts sound louder. The hair must have acted as an interlocking silencer. I give this thing a big thumbs up.
I think you wrote that review, I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty sure you put that one in there.
Like I used Amazon back in 2012.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, I probably would write that review. Nexus Silent Wired Mouse SM8500. Alright. Who needs a silent wired mouse? You need a silent wired mouse. I just heard... I think... Wait.
Oh, that was me dropping something on my desk.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard you click your mouse. But then I realized it's my keyboard that's louder, not the thing.
I'm hearing the keyboard.
I just clickety-clacked it for a second. Okay, I love these ones. Wedding one, relationship ones. My girlfriend and I were on the verge of breaking up because I would keep her awake at night with my constant mouse clicking. Not anymore. Consider this relationship saved. This mouse is so silent she will sometimes forget I'm even at home and invite over her lover. He's a pretty cool guy.
He's a pretty cool guy.
English Grammar for Dummies. We both need this one, Goob.
Yeah, that'd be really nice.
I've got a couple for dummies books on my saved on my computer. They're for music stuff because I told myself I was going to teach myself how to play the piano. And
Nikolai Krestinsky is the guy that did this.
Nikolai Krestinsky. Oh,
Is the best book.
wait, it's the UK edition. So first we got to get to British, and then it's the best book because we've got to do British Russian.
Oh god, I can't do British Russian.
Wait, first of all,
His best book.
let's start with the first issue. He got the UK edition when he came to America. That's first problem.
Also,
No.
let's talk about the second issue. For some reason, she's not saying anything, so that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah, but you know, since when do people have anything to say?
This book will teach you English. You'll just have nothing come out of your mouth when you try to say something.
Exactly. When I first come to America, my English did cause me problems. In Soviet Russia, I was strong teacher. My English I know is the best of all of Petropavlovsk. My brother Mikhail, he said to me, Nikolai, you go to America, they make you rich like Tsar. Take many women as lover, kill many bear. My brother, he is very wise, he's greatest toy maker in all of Russia. So, next day I wake up, sell my house, say goodbye to wife and children, and go to America to become millionaire. Then, in America, I go to job interview and they say to me, Nikolai, you are not for the job here. You are not the skills we need. Your English is poor like child. I take that man and smash his table. I say, someday I will be greatest man in all of country. Your children will wish me their father. That day, my anger is best of me. It is then I know I must learn better English. So I buy book, English Grammar It Is for Dummies by Mr. Woods. Now I am perfect English grammar. I write letter to Mikhail. He write back, Nikolai, your English is like a god. You will be millionaire soon. And all of Petropavlovsk is so proud of you. Good luck, brother. Please, send letter when you are president or maybe even czar. Haha. Also, your wife is killed by bear. So, I say thanks to Mr. Woods for this book. When I am czar, your family will be spared. Ha 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 ha! He's joke. He's joke. Okay.
I made an account specifically to roleplay this. It's Nikolai Krestinsky.
Nikolai Krestinsky. Nikolai Krestinsky. Let me see. Amazon reviews by Nikolai Fuck, I click on Krestinsky. Let's see. He's the best book! Okay, so, see if he... Only review, he made that for that joke. The Wolf of Wall Street. There were no wolves in this movie. Denon AKDL1 dedicated link cable. Transmission of music data at rates faster than the speed of light seemed convenient until I realized I was hearing the music before I actually wanted to play it. Apparently, Denon forgot how accustomed most of us are to unidirectional time and the general laws of physics. I tried to get used to this effect, but hearing songs play before I even realized I was in the mood for them just really screwed up my preconceptions of choice and free will. I'm still having a major existential hangover. Would not purchase again. Modafinil, pure brown seaweed extract, 500 milligrams. Alright. So, why would you take seaweed extract, Mike? Goob. It's intended for humans. That's my guess.
I'm thinking it's gotta be some kind of like... It's too easy to say like weight loss, because I don't think it's weight loss. I think it's something crazier than that.
I want to say like...
some really obscure vitamin.
Maybe fiber or iron. Let's see. Amazing. I give this to my cat and it cured him of autism. Also, since eating this project with meal 3 times a day, no more house ghost.
Nice, dude.
Okay, cool. Now we know. It's for getting rid of ghosts and cat autism. Not human autism. Specifically cat autism. Human autism can't be cured. Alright. Uranium ore. Buying this will get us put on the list. Great product, poor packaging. I purchased this product 4.47 billion years ago, and when I opened together... Half-Life Decay jokes. Great. Microsoft Windows 95. Let's start with that. For distribution with a new Dell. So this is an OEM disc. It's not a March 20th. March 20th, 2014. Upgraded to Windows 95 from Windows 8. You fool. The best stable build to upgrade.
95 is bigger than 8. Come on.
95 is bigger than 8, but the real version you're supposed to upgrade to is XP. That was the last stable build before 8. You know, maybe Vista if you're feeling a little edgy. I upgraded to Windows 95 from Windows 8 Before in Windows 8, I had to go to the ginormous start screen to launch a program on the desktop, but now in Windows 95, there is a start menu that makes launching programs much easier. A lot of the default programs that came with Windows 8 are also in 95, like Calculator, Paint, Notepad, and etc. Etc. is now a program. A notable and cool in Windows 95 is the briefcase. I can stick folders in it and bring the file up in another computer. Minesweeper is a great game in Windows 95 to try. Unlike Windows 8, MS-DOS games are fully compatible, so no need for DOSBox. Additionally, Windows 95 uses significantly less resources like hard disk space, so my hard drive went from 475 gigabytes out of 500 gigabytes with Windows 8 to 499 out of 500 gigabytes with Windows 95. Some other useful features in Windows 95 are Disk Defrag for defragging your drive, and Scan Disk for checking for disk errors. The thing I love most with Windows 95 is simplicity. There is no other interface, and not a bucket load of apps pre-installed. Windows 95 is overall a great OS, and I highly recommend it. I mean,
I feel like obviously it's a joke, but it's also, I feel there's like a little bit of passive aggression.
yeah.
It used to be simpler.
I feel like that's the key thing is like Windows loaded up and made stuff worse. Like, I mean, even look at this. I like this, but I definitely like the original start menus more. Huh?
I'm scared of git killing. What is git killing.jpg? Are you killing someone?
Get killing dot. Oh, yeah, get killing. The Swedish word for goat is get, and the word for kid is killing. Hence, this spread from a children's book. Get killing. Which is an ominous as it can be. It's not an instruction manual for what I'm going to do.
Not at all.
Microwave for one. Okay. Question. Is this a cookbook or an item? I think it's a cookbook.
I think it's a cookbook.
But let's see. Oh, by Sonia Allison. It is a very
Like the little wine glass in front of it. Wow.
it is a very mid 1970s to 1980s looking cookbook. With timer dials. Did you ever use a microwave with timer dials, Goob?
No, can't say I have. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I did use one. 'Cause I think for a while when my stepmom and my dad got together, she used her old microwave that she'd gotten from her father. And
Okay.
she finally crapped out, so.
I think I've used one, but it was like a nostalgia one. Like it was designed to have the timer dials, even though it was like a modern one. So yeah, buy this book or don't. I don't care anymore.
Okay, well.
Which sounds like the opinion of someone who would buy a microwave book designed for just one person. By Michael Pemulus. Oh, it's a hardcover book. Hardcovers are always more expensive. It used to be that I got home from work and the only thing I'd want to put in my mouth was the cold barrel of my grandfather's shotgun. Then I discovered Sonia Allison's chicken tetzerini. Now there are two things. Tetrazzini.
Dude, I could use some chicken tetrazzini. That sounds delicious.
Oh, there's a little burb here about becoming a paid Amazon tester.
Oh, that's cute.
Air Fomposite 1 Energy Men's Style. Okay.
So fucking dapper in those. You look so good.
I'll say they look dapper, but I feel like the name of them is the issue that's going to come up. I think they're going to be someone who thought they were getting an Air Force One. Okay? The Nikes. And there's no Nike. Yeah, there's no Nike swoosh on them. Nike Air Foam. And they even say Nike Air Foamposite 1. Which probably is not. Let's see. Nike Air Foamposite 1. Oh shoot, they are Nike. Dude. And they're on StockX. What? Where's the swoosh?
It's on the back. Right there.
No, that's not a swoosh. That's a C.
Yeah, it's a swoosh right there.
I see a CV.
I don't know. You got to get your eyes checked out, Tim.
Goop. Oh, wait, there's the swoosh right there.
Yeah, that's what I was pointing at, right there.
Oh, okay. I'm glad your fingers were inside of my computer screen.
Yeah, I got you. I was pointing right at that.
All right. Because you said it was right there on the back. Which, like,
The back of the
kind of,
all the way, you got it.
yeah, kind of. Oh, wait, it was also on the front.
Yeah, but I saw it when you turned it all the way to the back, so that's why I said it.
Because this is the view that we see in the review. So when I got to here, you were saying it's there in the back, and I'm like, that's not it.
I saw you go
Yeah.
all the way to the right, and that's why I was like,
Yeah, I got to here, then went back a little, and then you said in the back. Okay, so they are legit Nike shoes. That's good to know. But I'm not buying them because they're $346 on StockX because they're 10-year-old Nike shoes. Maybe I'll get it out. Yeah, maybe I'd pay $169 for them from Shoe Palace, but that's not even the right color. Oh, someone else on StockX is selling a pair for $198. So it all depends on the size. Speaking of, did this guy have a size there? Nope. So, to the review. Sure, these shoes are pricey, but you get what you pay for. I worked 60 hours a week all year long, and I finally was able to purchase these shoes. I put them on, and you could immediately tell these weren't your average $60 sneakers. They may have the same amount of form, comfort, shape, and performance, but they are way more stylish, like $3,000 stylish. Dang, we're getting a great deal on StockX. Sometimes my daughter complains, though. She'll say things like, "Are we going to eat tonight? And I'm tired of sleeping in the street. I'm tired of this, Grandpa."
that's too damn bad.
But then I just show her my awesome Nikes and she shuts her little bitch mouth. Great shoes. Do recommend.
I don't want
We're just skipping it. We're just skipping it.
to look at this next one.
We're just skipping it.
That's terrible.
Wrecking Balm Tattoo Fade System. Okay, so we both studied theater, so we know what this actually is, right? You know, it's for hiding tattoos. All right, just like I told my ex, don't get it in your eyes. I bought this for my wife who wanted to remove a tattoo from just above her buttocks. Okay. So we already know this isn't going to work because me and you know what this is for.
Yep, it's not gonna work.
I believe they call it a tramp stamp. The tattoo said Ronnie, which is the name of one of her ex-boyfriends. Amy L. Brown, wife. Okay, so she changed teams. So you can understand how I decided to spend the money on getting that damn tattoo removed.
Ronnie could be a girl's nickname.
You're right, Ronnie could be, but we're gonna. It said ex-boyfriend.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
With the ex-boyfriend part.
yeah,
She
So-
well, she could just be bi.
yeah. She could play.
With a woman.
She could bat for both teams, and that's fine.
There you go.
My wife didn't really want to get the tattoo removed, so she still got feelings for Ronnie. Although she denied it, I think she was still into this Ronnie character. She would always visit him in jail, as well as send him letters and pictures. So I found this product at a local Wegmans. I've never been to a Wegmans.
It's like a British thing.
I didn't tell my wife what it was, instead explaining to her that it was tattoo enhancement cream. It clearly says fade system on them and concealer.
Sticky note over it or something.
Oh wait, this actually, so the one part is just concealer, but the rest of it is a microdermabrasion system for, like, instead of laser removing, like actually sanding off the tattoo.
Somehow I don't
That
think that this can actually remove a tattoo.
that sounds terrible. That sounds frustrating. All right, found it. Was tattoo enhancement cream. I told her it would sting.
I have to interrupt with a very important announcement. I'm so sorry.
Oh.
120 room crafting, man. It's done. So,
Woo! Congrats on the 120.
yes, sir. That's 3 120s in the last week.
Ooh. Wait, on old school?
On regular. No. God.
Okay. I was about to really compliment you if it was on old school. I told her it would sting a little. I'm pretty sure it's going to sting a lot. But it was just enough, just the stuff doing its job. Now you have to understand that my wife is a big girl. Let's just say that she constantly wears jogging pants and refers to them as her pants.
Oh, no.
So she couldn't really see the tattoo herself. Even when she tried to use a mirror, it was hard to make out. Wow, she needed a mirror to kiss? So, I thought everything would turn out okay. Well, the cream worked. Every evening I would apply the cream for her, telling her that the tattoo was looking better and better when in fact it was fading more and more. I told her that the microdermabrasion thingy was actually a tattoo polisher. And so I would spend a good 15 minutes every night grinding away at that damn tattoo, and it was almost gone entirely. Then Ronnie got out of jail. Turns out my suspicions were correct. My wife still had a thing for him. I came home from work one evening to find Ronnie and my wife hanging out on the couch, and boy did he look pissed. And Ronnie was a pretty tough looking guy. Apparently, I'm not trying to insinuate anything here, but somehow Ronnie had noticed the now bare space just above my wife's buttocks and asked her about it. And now he was pissed off because he had bought her the tattoo to begin with. And she was pissed off as well because I had tricked her into having her tattoo removed. Long story short, I had the option of getting my ass kicked or buying a new tattoo. So we went to the tattoo place, shelled out the cash for a new tattoo, and winced the entire time as Ronnie and my wife watched me get the word Ronnie's bitch tattooed across my chest. Since then, my wife has kicked me out and Ronnie is now living in my house. And me, I'm on my second tube of Wrecking Balm Tattoo Fade System. I can't tell you enough how much I like this product.
That's pretty good.
Oh man. No one was, like, it was just me and you, I think, but we're just about to we're midway through an ad break. So I'm gonna wait a second. Actually, I'm gonna pull up, there was a series of reviews for one specific product that I wanted you to see, which, I don't know if you've had any experience with this product, but you're one of the few people that I know who's lived in Chicago, and this is apparently a Chicago specific drink.
Malort? Are you about to show me Malort?
Oh, give it a second. The fact that you're already shocked, I am about to show you the reviews for Jepson's Malort.
Dude, anybody, a disclaimer to anybody who watches this stream or is watching this stream or watches the VOD or whatever it may be. If you ever have a native Chicagoan tell you, "Hey, you should try this glass of Malort. It's good," that person is not your friend. They're looking to see a terrible reaction to it.
So what I've heard is it's a Chicago tradition that when you've got guests over, you offer them a shot of Malort, and they have to start off the toast, and they say Jepson's Malort, hold it up, take the first shot, and set it down, and say thanks, I'll have another, and then you refill their shot, and then you fill a shot for everyone else around the table.
It's terrible.
That's what I've heard the Chicago tradition is. This is one that if I knew I'd have a lot of people over the course of a year or two, I might pick up from Total Wine. But I don't want to just have another bottle of liquor that I don't drink. I don't drink often, so I don't want to have another bottle of liquor just sitting in my place. But let's hear Jepson's Malort. So, Chicago liquor, available for me for a whopping $23. I checked out my brother's address down in St. Pete, Florida. And it is available for him. Oh no, I hope I didn't have my current order scheduled for pickup in Chesterfield. That's a drive out. But down in Florida where my brother lives, it was $28. So just the change in difference from here to Chicago to Florida from Chicago is about $6. All right. Here's the description from Total Wine, which is probably not the description, the category. It's in a category called cordials. The spirit base for cordials is often neutral, but certainly doesn't have to be. A robust spirit like whiskey, for example, can mix beautifully with other flavoring agents. Common flavors include fruits from stone fruit to citrus, berries to nuts, as well as coffee and chocolate, and even aromatic spices and seeds. Some liquors include a touch of cream to round out the other tasty elements. So that's the idea behind cordials. Overall rating. Wait for the reviews. Overall Total Wine ratings, 4.3 out of 5 stars with 55 reviews. So do you think people are lying or telling the truth? Do we want to start with 5-star ratings or just go through the default?
It is an experience. Already a great start.
Oh yeah, 4 stars. It is an experience. I really like the aroma, herbal, which I'm drawn to, and the first taste was fascinating and not at all off-putting, but odd. And then I was suddenly drinking the contents of my father's ashtray from the 1970s. Terribly memorable and a fun thing to have on hand. No, I do not recommend this product.
For the love of God, don't ever drink Malort.
Best tasting battery acid ever from Nike. 5 stars. Immediately after tasting this concoction, I ran to the nearest vehicle, popped the hood, and proceeded to lick whatever visible battery fluid I could find. Confirmed it tasted exactly the same. 5 stars. Strongly recommend the Malort, not the battery acid. Tonight is the night you fight your dad by Dead by Dawn.
It's so true.
Did you know the primary ingredients in this is wormwood? Did you also know that Chernobyl translates to English is wormwood? Just a thought. GK. Definitely an acquired purchase. Verified purchaser, meaning this person actually spent money through Total Wine to try this. Give your mouth a kick in the balls. Love this stuff. My parents always had a few bottles on the back of their back bar of their tavern when we lived in Chicago. A must try. This is one of the most unique spirits available. It tastes like Chicago. You won't be disappointed, Goob.
This guy can shut up. That guy is not your friend, Mr. Frisco, Texas. There.
My name is Mud from Frisco, Texas. Let's see. It's his only review too. Let's see if it's only GK's review too. Blech. Lawn clippings with a lovely aftertaste of dirty socks. By the way, from what I read the other day, dirty socks is a theme. Sweet from the claw hand of Kalibos. Or sweat from the claw hand of Kalibos. I wonder what Kalibos looks like. Kalibos. Ah. Kalibos, from Clash of the Titans.
Spoiled son of sea goddess Thetis.
Spoiled son, okay. I purchased a bottle after speaking to a friend. My initial reaction to the taste was meh, but then within 11 seconds my mouth tasted like a 2-week-old Whopper Jr. that had been left inside a dead kangaroo's marsupial pouch along with koala lymph fluid. Would I drink it again? You bet your sweet buttocks I would.
Don't you fucking do that.
A unique experience to be shared. Offers a truly unique experience with friends and family. The subtle flavor at the start makes you think, oh, it's not that bad. The burning sensation as the drink travels through your stomach will warm you on even the coldest winter day. Kind of makes me think of the Greek liquors that I have. And will make you feel alive. If you want to separate the weak from the strong, then Malort is the drink for you.
Yeah, I'd rather not be one of the strong if it means not feeling like what it feels like to drink Malort.
Easy alcohol with a tough flavor. Has very little actual alcohol burn. Super smooth going down. Astounding. However, its taste starts with hospital floor flavor and ends with Sharpie.
True.
The best liquor from Chicago, Illinois.
Solly Biggs from Pensacola, Florida.
I wonder what the worst liquor from...
Tastes
It's like seeing your dad cry. Oh...
Chicago thing.
Sharp, bitter, and hot. You'll either love it or hate it. Kick your mouth in the balls. Rip a sip.
Yep, hate it so much.
A masterpiece. Imagine placing a dirty penny into the bottom of a shot glass. Then fill it half with white vinegar and half gasoline. Strain that through a homeless man's sock. And there you have this heavenly liquor.
True.
Pair with chronic self-loathing.
Bitter, not sweet.
I'm so excited to try my own concoction of a Malort Negroni with this. Needed a penalty shot for a drinking game. Safe to say this does the trick. The flavor makes you involuntarily dry heave.
True. That honestly, if there's one good use for Malort, is if you're doing a drinking game, make it the punishment shot. Definitely.
Yes. Love Malort. Tastes like a dog butt after he drug it across the yard. But there's something magical in this bottle. So glad they finally ordered it in 750 milliliter. Did it come in smaller sizes when you were getting it, or was it a larger size?
Anytime that I had it, it was a buddy of mine had a bottle for a shot. So I don't know if it was smaller sizes. That's what I would do.
Okay. A buddy of yours. Was it Remy or was it someone else?
No, I was living in Chicago before Remy went there.
Oh. Did you guys ever make Remy try it?
Remy refused to because he knew already.
Remy was smart. I didn't start hearing...
He knew all about Malort. He was like, I'm okay.
I didn't hear about Malort until I saw it on TikTok like a month or two ago, where they had a party and every guy was challenged to do what I said. Say Jepson's Malort, take the shot, and say thank you, I'll have another.
Yeah, I never had to do that, but it definitely was one of those, hey, you're in Chicago now, here's a tradition, take a shot. And you take
Oh,
a shot
yeah.
and you realize you just tasted the inside of an asshole.
Alright, when we go to Crete, I'll make you take a shot of Raki. I think I've already made you take shots of Raki, though. Shocked I didn't go blind. I knew that tasting this would be unpleasant, but nothing could have prepared me. I'm a dark liquor, strong whiskey type of person. I'm also a fan of wormwood-based drinks. Malort tastes like what I imagine a used urinal cake from a gas station bathroom would taste like. It tastes like someone took the drippings from a compost bin, mixed it with the residue from an alleyway mattress, and finished it off with depression. It is an experience in the same way getting your wisdom teeth removed without anesthesia would be an experience. Worth trying so you can say you have, but consider having mouthwash blessed by a priest nearby for a chaser.
Shocked I didn't go blind is such a fucking, I resonate with that.
An experience. Took a bottle on a camping trip. My brother immediately spit it out. It tastes like grapefruit had chain smoked a cartoon of cigarettes after putting some bad aftershave, and then you chewed its peel. And yet, in the spite of this, you develop a dumpster fire of a relationship with it. For as bad as it tastes, and it lingers for a long time, you keep going back for more to see if it was really that bad, which it is, again and again and again. Try it, but have the intervention planned ahead of time. Would you try it again and again and again, Goob?
Nope. I think I did it 2 times ever, and the second time I was already drunk. I think I'm good.
Tastes horrible, but the boss loves it. Probably one of the most disgusting things I have ever put in my body. What makes it worse is that the aftertaste just hangs around forever. No matter what you do to get rid of it. I would rate this with negative stars if I could. However, I gifted it to my boss while he was on a business trip, and he seemed to really enjoy it. Him and his colleagues couldn't get enough of it and wish they could have a lifetime supply. They would rate it with all the stars in the sky if they could. How? First time consumption. Tastes like sweetie socks that haven't been washed in weeks. You won't understand unless you've actually tasted it. Nothing can prepare you. You know, that's actually how I describe Skinos, which is a Mastica liquor. Not...
I'd very much like to see you on stream try Malort.
I'd need to have $25 available. Not worthy of all the hate it gets. Is it gross? No. Is it very different? Yes. Probably an acquired taste for most. It's very bitter, but it's unique.
Something alcoholic is an acquired taste has had all of their taste buds burnt off. Every fucking time.
Wait, even better.
Said, oh, gin. They're like, gin is good. Gin is good. Gin is good. I'm like, no, gin is fucking. You're drinking rubbing alcohol.
You know,
It's not good.
I'm gonna be honest. I like a good gin and tonic with mint and like a little bit of like flavor syrup.
Every gin and tonic I've ever had has tasted like I was drinking out of a rubbing alcohol bottle.
Not something I drink all the time, but once in a while. I'm also excited to try some cocktails with it.
Well, you have fun over there, Andy314 over in St. Louis. You fucking lunatic.
Oh yeah.
All the world's some work, okay? All for you.
Well, I mean, if you grew up in St. Louis and like they say this goes good with depression.
This guy's okay. I'm looking down at tastes like Flint water by Malort.
Everything I purchase.
I guess he meant to say every time I purchase Malort. The cashier gives a genuine
God bless her, Malort. This is from their actual liquor. Oh my gosh. I could do this, but I'm not near Avon, Indiana. They don't have it in stock at a nearby store, but if...
You can't just go to like a nearby liquor store and find Malort, because sometimes they'll just carry it for shits and giggles. Some of them will import it in just because.
If I can find a mini bottle for $2.50, I'd do that. But my local stores do not have it. I don't think I'm going to get it delivered, though. Oh, and I can't have it shipped because spirits can't be shipped in Missouri. Don't lie to me and say delivery is available. Continue.
I see a place right here. Total Wine, 1803 Chesterfield.
No. It's not available on there.
Really? Because I'm looking on Malort's website. Where to buy Malort? It says that there's none there.
Oh, really? Because I'm looking at the nearby stores. It might be they might distribute it there, but it might not be. Why did you change my nearby stores?
You can also get it from Stackhouse, the bar and restaurant that's in Chesterfield.
Okay. I'm gonna need to look for a. I'm actually closer to Town and Country, but let me go to their website and see.
Yeah, this one it's just down Clarkson Road.
Because. So, the one off Clarkson and Baxter, that's where they specifically say they do not have it near me. The closest for the small bottles. They have the large bottles available at my Town and Country store.
Go to Stackhouse then and just get a shot of it and do a quick video.
I gotta see how.
Ben Bush, I think.
Find Malort.
I think it's
Oh, okay.
yeah. So you got like that over there, your Total Wine and Country, you have one north of you.
Nah.
Stackhouse is up top.
So it looks like both the Total Wines. Maybe Friar Tuck Beverage might have many bottles. That'd be.
But again, if you don't want to buy like the whole bottle, you just want to try it. Try out the Stackhouse.
Yeah. Well, I've got Sunset 44, which is where I might end up going. I'll need to have like $10 on hand, I'm sure. Just go in there with a GoPro and say, "Hey, I've been dared by someone to try this thing."
they're gonna say good luck because they're gonna know exactly.
Yeah, Jepson's Malort is what you send someone at the bar that you hate.
Exactly.
But yeah, I can also call Friar Tuck and see if they have it, because they are. Oh, actually. They're near where I go to pick up my medicine, anyways.
Yeah, so stop by Friar Tuck.
Yeah. So, I'll check there. How'd it start? Oh, well, I was reading reviews. How'd it end? Well, Tim's doing shots of Malort and absolutely hates himself now. But yeah. Let me... Yeah, I don't even need to do a quick call. Problem is, tonight I'm heading out to, after probably about 15-20 more minutes or so, I gotta head out to pick up my mom's liquor, because... Oh, okay. Then I'll give it about... We'll do about 10 more minutes. You are supposed to hate it. It's Malort. Malort is a category entirely of its own, and it lives up to its expectations. I can thank furries for this one. Chicago's finest. A putrid and truly vile substance, reminiscent of grapefruit, which then slowly fades into a lingering... we're back at the grapefruit to something awful thing. Grapefruit, which then slowly fades into a lingering aftertaste of runoff from putting out a car fire of burning vinyl seats. Perfect for challenging your bros from Chicago to have a drink with you. 5 stars. Malort. Verified purchaser Malort Chugger. Tastes like getting bullied in the 5th grade.
Christ, yeah.
So here's the thing. If I do it on stream, I'm still going to have my VTuber model running. Tastes like GERD filtered through an ashtray. Great drink to bring to a party. We bought this to taste it firsthand and introduced it to our friends. Everyone had a different experience, which really makes this drink very unique. Would totally buy again, but still trying to figure out how to make a good top cocktail. I'll just have one on the rocks. Love it or hate it, slap in the face of Scandinavian brewing. I mean, considering how good Jägermeister is compared to...
I love Jaeger.
This drink is a very poor and inaccurate representation of Malort / Basque. Okay, so apparently there are better Malorts and Basques, as very minimal wormwood and anise are present in this base alcohol. Calling this Malort is like adding green coloring to gin and calling it absinthe. When sipped, the taste is quite pleasant for half a second. However, a horribly bitter white plant sap taste quickly comes through like a dying maelstrom and poisons the pleasantness. With that said, compared to the taste, the aroma itself is surprisingly enjoyable, though not as pleasant as a true Malort / Basque. Based on the aroma and flavor that comes through, it's clear that the brewers don't know what they're doing. Not only are they using the wrong ingredients, the ingredients are out of season and the wrong parts of the plant / ingredients are used. So, that person seems to have a very strong opinion. Lives up to a reputation. I was promised a truly unique unpleasantness, and boy does it deliver. 10 out of 10. Can't wait to share with friends. Jepson's acquired taste. I wish there was a 0-star opinion. Not kidding when I say this is the worst thing I've ever put in my mouth. It came back up almost immediately. I beg you not to drink this. Sweet, sweet Malort. No finer wormwood liquor. The best gift for enemies and best friends. By far one of the worst drinks I've ever had to endure. Horrendous flavor stays for 30 seconds to 2 minutes. After I had my first shot, the only thing that saved me from this drink was the 1 ounce of Hot Ones Apollo hot sauce. Will be buying again. Treat it with respect. It's not to be slugged down in one shot, especially if you're a Malort version. Needs to be sipped. First sip will be horrid. By the 3rd sip, your palate and brain will adjust. The unique flavor can be appreciated and savored. There is nothing like it, and it will reward your daring and patience. Remember how bad Scotch tasted the first time you had it? Did I accidentally... Okay, cool. I did order it at the right location. I thought I ordered it further away from me. Glad you carry a Chicago staple. Malort is a fantastic party drink. I think we've gotten to just don't. Well, when Malort was recently voted worst shot in America, I had to find out why. I did 2 shots of this. The nose is sweet, which quickly disappears when going through the gullet. I would characterize this as a ground-up dandelions with a hint of rotten leg. No need to be macho. Just don't do this shot.
That's the big thing that tricks people that don't know about Malort is they take a sniff of it and they go, oh, that actually smells kind of pleasant, like a little sweet and stuff. And then you shoot
Okay.
a shot and you're like, this is terrible.
I mean, here's the worst part though, is like I like Skinos. I don't know if you've ever tried Skinos. I doubt you have. It's more expensive than Malort is. It's called a Mastija liquor. And Okay, I know they've had it in Chesterfield. So I don't know how much. Oh. Oh, my 700 milliliter bottle went up by $10 since the last time I tried looked at the prices. It was a $30 bottle, now it's a $40 bottle. I like the flavor a lot. But a lot of people, my brother, my mom, they don't like it. I could drink a bottle of this by myself.
Well, you're also the guy
Slowly.
who takes something like 99 bananas and drinks that the whole night through. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? That's like a mixing liquor. You're not supposed to.
Hey, 99 bananas is the shit. Also, when I would drink 99 banana, like I'd drink like an occasional mini shot bottle of it between drinks that people had there that were free grab. But it was like a BYOB, have a couple over time, get absolutely.
Carrying a glass bottle around with you and drinking it. Like, I wouldn't call those mini shots. You were drinking before time.
Oh yeah, the $5 flasks. I forgot. But you know.
Definitely forgot how much you were drinking that night.
You gotta remember, I also hated myself a lot at that period of time.
Yeah, alcohol will do that to you. Or rather, alcohol will exacerbate that for you.
Oh yeah. I had to kill the demons, Goob. Yep.
I have to run and go grab dinner, Mr. Tim.
Alright. That's actually... I was going to say that's actually going to be the end of my stream because I do want to see if I can get to Friar Tuck's before they close. Wait, it's a Sunday. They probably are already closed. Oh, yeah, they close in 3 minutes, so I'm not getting there tonight. Alright, I'll talk to you later, Goob.
Have a good night, good sir.
Alright, and to anyone watching the stream, I hope you enjoy. We are going to be ending it, and Goob, if you want to hang around, I'm going to be raiding one of my friends. Don't need to actually stick around, but just keep stuff running if you'd like. So I'm going to hit now ending and hit that raid button.